Hey Heat fans, welcome back to another edition of Wednesdays with Ward. We are in front of the team store here in the Abbotsford Entertainment and Sports Center for episode 3. And Troy, right off the hop, I just want to quickly ask you about last weekend. Canucks affiliate, the Utica Comets, come to town. You guys put pretty good efforts back-to-back against them, but don't get the result you wanted. Just as a whole, reviewing the tape, just what did you see from your guys?
Well, we saw a hungry Utica team that obviously has gotten some momentum, got some new players, and continue to get better. Started slow, and I thought they were hungry. That was a part of that process. Obviously, we were probably down in some numbers than when we played in Utica. That was a difference in the series. But in general, I liked our game. We had come off the road, and it was real critical for us to figure out our chemistry of our team and when do we play, when do we practice, not practice. I thought Friday's game, Brandon had great energy. We really outchanced him, kind of controlled the game for the most part. We put 2 in our net, though. That didn't work out so well for us. So we lost that game, and then I thought we hung in there, and we kind of Muhammad Ali rope-a-doped as much as we could on Saturday. It was a tough go for our guys mentally. They didn't have the mental energy. They didn't have an emotional attachment to that game on Saturday. But we battled. I liked that part. We battled in OT, but it was kind of forever the way it was going to end up. Probably whether it was that way or in a shootout. We just didn't really have our A game going on Saturday. But give them credit as well. I thought they did some good things again, and their goaltender played well when he needed to play well. So it's kind of what I thought it would be like coming off the road, and kind of held true.
In the season series, there's been one big trend with you in the Comets, and that's been the games have been really close. All 4 games have been decided by just 1 goal, and it's funny, home ice advantage has meant nothing in the season series as the road teams won all 4. Yeah,
it's worked out that way, and I think it could hold true a little bit longer in the series. What you hope for both teams and for the fans around here is you hope that they come in here at full strength. I think that was their best team that they put forward. It wasn't our best team, but things in the American League are, they go on cycles. Like sometimes we have our best team and sometimes we don't. It's all based on our parent club, the Calgary Flames, and for them, the Vancouver Canucks. So, you take it in stride, but it'll be a good game once, I think, whether we're there or whether we're here, we can get both teams at full strength.
On November 20th, before the Rockford game, Troy, I asked you what your thoughts were on your team's play at the quarter point of the season, and you said the good news is we haven't played our best hockey, and yet you've been winning a lot of games. Looking back at the last 5 games or so, are you noticing your team getting towards their best of late?
In some system areas, I think we're better and better. I think all the games in November helped us a lot in terms of improving our detail and our ability to play within structure as a group. The development side of our team, individuals, has to still come. Like we still need to get some individuals playing at a higher rate of speed, first of all, and then a higher skill level. And how does that happen? Well, you like to play the games, but the fact is we need practice. And when we were gone as much as we were there in November, the good news is we had good pace to our game. We had some rhythm. But the bad news is you lose the development side. We just hardly practice. We've practiced the last 2 days here. We haven't practiced in this building or 2 days back-to-back in almost a good month and a half. So that'll help our development side, and we're anxious about getting some practice time in. But we still have some room of improvement, both individually and the development side, and as a team, I don't think we're there yet.
As a team, you guys were unbelievable in November, and a player that stood out was Ben Street. He was honored earlier this week as the November Player of the Month in the American Hockey League. No player scored more goals or points than Ben did. Just talk about that November that Ben had.
Well, obviously, congrats to Ben and congrats to his teammates. They helped produce that. So it was a team effort, but obviously Ben, is an experienced guy who came over to us from Wilkes-Barre after starting his pro career in Wheeling and then played up in Wilkes-Barre and got good numbers prior to signing with Calgary. And I thought last year really worked on his game a lot, especially here. He took some points off of his game. He didn't have quite the season he did the year before, but he worked on a lot of fundamental issues. And those things kind of proved true because he made the team out of training camp in Calgary, stayed up in Calgary, and got a tempo to his game, got some detail to his game, got some experience, and most importantly, got some confidence. Came down here and has had a lot of confidence since being here. And the underlying root is his ability to play, I think, and get the points is he's very comfortable and his fundamentals are so much better. Like he's not honing in on fundamentals and details like a lot of other guys are at this point. He just kind of hit mid-stride. So, I think it's a product of development and him working on his game last year and just kind of coming down here and settling in. But you got to give his teammates credit. Like they made some plays to help him out, and we've got a little more depth than we had a year ago. So, good for Ben.
2 more for you here, Troy. The homestand continues. San Antonio rolls into town this weekend for their 3rd and 4th game against you guys. Just help us tee it up. What are you expecting from the Rampage?
Well, new environment, new team. Tom Rowe's now in charge. Tom and I know each other a little bit from the past, so I've worked around Tom before. A good man, good coach. He's done good things with the team already. They have a little different structure than they did under Peter Horacek when he was here a couple of weeks back. So they're playing a lot different. They've gotten some players down from Florida. Markstrom, their goaltender, is down, who was up in Florida most of the year. They've got some new D down in their D core that weren't there last time we played them. So a much better team, in my opinion, one of the better teams in our whole division. I think for our fans here in Abbotsford, you're going to see a really good hockey team. They've got some size. They've definitely got some skill. It'll be a great test for us because we're coming off not such a great weekend in terms of just the wins and losses, but I think in overall our play wasn't as great. But, we got a good opponent this weekend, so it should be fun.
And finally, Troy, earlier today, close to 10 members from your team paid a visit to the Abbotsford Regional Hospital to visit the children there. And just a fantastic experience. It looks like the players enjoyed themselves tremendously. Just speak on behalf of the organization and what it means to you guys doing these types of visits.
Well, it's the year, it's the time of year when everybody needs some love and some support, whether you're in a hospital or just in general in life. Like most of us go through tough times at Christmas because we're not with loved ones or we're missing loved ones. It can be a real exciting time or it can be a real tough time for some people. So we're just out trying to, spread the love that we have as a group of people, and because we have a good group of guys that have a lot of love in them. They're a good group, and that's why I think we've had the good start we've had. And so we're just trying to add some cheer to some people's life that are unfortunately in some misfortunate situations right now. And so we've got quite a few guys that want to do this and are doing things in different ways besides the hospital today. So we're talking about feeding the homeless in town here in the next couple of weeks before we leave, and a lot of things like that are just things that we can help out with, and it's a true pleasure, and our guys actually love doing it, and it helps our team grow up a lot too, and it makes us a better hockey team.
Episode 3 of Wednesdays with Wards in the books. Thanks a lot for doing this, Coach.
You're welcome.